does not look good, bud.
It is not good. The main bulkhead is just super damaged. I actually haven't found any alive termites, but there's termite damage all throughout this bulkhead. There will be an area that looks like it's fine, and then I can just punch right through it, you know?
Oh my God.
I mean, look at that.
Ugh.
This whole area is totally affected. I mean, if you look, the majority of the damage is like kind of in this plane.
Right.
And that more or less lines up with the upper shroud chain plate. And so I'm thinking that maybe a lot of water over the years was kind of leaking and then getting into the bulkhead, and then it just sort of, that moisture seeped all the way along these horizontal grains and kind of softened a lot of this wood. And then the termites were able to attack the wood easily because it was softer, you know? This bulkhead is important. I mean, it's structural. It not only does it kind of push out against the hull and the deck to give it rigidity, but also it supports the mast because it holds up these beams here, and the mast is right here. Not only is this a problem, but way over here by the chain plate, same problem is going on over here. So there's not so much termite damage over here, but the wood is just totally soft. That chain plate needs to distribute the load from the rig all the way through the bulkhead to the hull. But if that wood is soft, then the chain plate could just pull right through if we ever got like really strong winds and hit a wave at the same time and had like a shock load. That needs to take a huge amount of load. This whole area, I could imagine doing something like gluing and bolting on like a new piece of wood, sort of as a band-aid. To fix the chain plate problem, I feel like we'd have to just replace the whole bulkhead. I feel like there's no other option at that point, you know?
What the heck? This is so crazy.
It's just like, it's so infuriating, you know? I mean, we've spent like the last year and a half working on this boat, you know? And I mean, years before that. And it's like we just, no matter what we do, we're just always working on the damn thing. Okay, if we're not going to ignore it, band-aiding it just wouldn't really do the trick. Then, I mean, the third option is replace the whole bulkhead. And it's very doable. I mean, like, I can do it. But it would require that I more or less destroy the whole port side of the V-berth and the majority of the head. I mean, we're talking, there's shelves in the head that I'd have to take out. There's the toilet in the box that the toilet sits on. I mean, that I would have to destroy, because not only do we have to remove the old bulkhead, but we have to put a new one in and then glass it to the hull. So that means we have to have access to the hull all the way up and down, enough so that we can grind it down, fiberglass it. Then we have to rebuild all of that. And we can't live on the boat while I do that. It's so hard for me to say how long it would take us to do, but I'm thinking a month or two, something like that. Every time I guess how long a project is going to take, I'm always off, and it always takes longer. So the fact that I'm estimating a month or two makes me really worried, because I could be, you know, it could take 2 to 3. I mean, we just don't know.
Yeah, so basically, like, there's no way to cross the Pacific this year.
Then that's the fourth option that I thought of, which, I mean, it's going to sound crazy, but we could sell Atticus, you know? This constantly needing to work on the boat and not ever really having the time to really sail, I'm wondering if that's ever going to stop, or if it might even keep getting worse, you know?
Yeah, I just, like, even saying that just sounds so crazy to me. Like, we're like right on the cusp, you know? We're so close. And just the idea of, like, throwing all that away, it's like, it's just crazy to think about, you know?
I hear you. But, and that's where I keep bouncing back and forth because I feel like we'd be throwing so much. That's all right, buddy. That's okay. Come here, buddy.
Yeah, like, don't you want to cross on this boat?
I do, obviously, you know, but our plan up till now has been to sail across the Pacific, make it to New Zealand, and then sell Atticus there because we want to start having kids, and we couldn't, like, Atticus is just definitely not big enough for us to have kids on.
Yeah.
If we're going to sell Atticus in like a year, I can't justify putting more time and money into the boat, you know? I mean, it's a little early, but we've saved enough money where I feel like we could, you know, we could definitely swing it so that we could buy a boat that is in good shape, you know?
Yeah.
And so we'll have to do the normal things, you know, we'll have to change out throttle cables and fix the refrigerator and stuff that everybody has to do, but hopefully none of this like major age-related structural stuff that really makes you question how strong the boat is, you know?
I think we should just give ourselves a couple of days, you know, like clear our schedules and just
think about it.
think about it.
It's okay, buddy. We'll figure it out. Well, what are we gonna do, bud?
I don't know. I like can't believe we're in this position, you know?
Yeah. Sailing across an ocean is a big deal. And it's already dangerous even in a really good boat. But Atticus has got me really questioning how safe we would be crossing the Pacific on that boat. You know what I mean? Like if we're going to own a boat for another year, there's no point in us spending 2 to 3 months working on it right now. I mean, that makes no sense, you know?
Yeah. I just feel like I've been on an emotional roller coaster, you know? Like, 1 minute, I'm convinced of everything that you're saying. And I'm like, okay, it's smart, let's move forward. You know, let's do the smart thing. And then I'm just like, I just stop in my tracks and I'm like, how are we here? Like, how are we actually considering selling Atticus? You know, not living on Atticus, not taking Atticus across the Pacific. It's so bizarre to me.
Yeah.
And then it's like falling in love, you know? Like there's no rational reason now at this point why we should hold on so tightly to Atticus, but I think we're both there, you know? So we're selling Atticus?
I think we should. What do you think? It's gonna be okay, buddy.
Okay.
Love you.
So here's to you, Atticus. You were the whirlwind that swept us up and wouldn't let us down. You were our hidden teacher. You made us strong. You made us patient. You made us brave. But most of all, you made us see ourselves, see what we could be, and all of the endless possibilities.
It's better than I thought it would be, you know?
Por la casa.
Muchas gracias. We are bigger than these waves.
Yeah, metaphorically.
Metaphorically speaking.
Can you believe we're actually doing it?
This is definitely the next step in Project Atticus. We, for better or worse, own this boat now. So we're gonna not worry too much about it, and we're just gonna be really happy today. Well, guys, this has been an emotional time for us, to say the least. We're really sad to say goodbye to Atticus, but we are also super excited for this next chapter in Project Atticus, and so we really want you to be a part of it. We are fundraising for Atticus 2. We have a Kickstarter campaign. Please just take a minute or two to take a look at that. You can click on the link above or the link in the description down below. And we've got some super cool rewards that we really think you're gonna like, so definitely go over there and check it out.
And thank you guys so much for sticking with us through all the highs and lows of this crazy journey. We are so excited for the next chapter of Project Atticus, and we can't wait to share it with you.
And one last thing, we are selling Atticus. And so if you or someone you know is interested in taking on the challenge of getting Atticus seaworthy again and exploring the Caribbean, then please email us at iwantatticus@gmail.com and tell us a little bit about yourself. All right, catch you guys later.